Hello and welcome to another Clubs and Corks Golf podcast. Luke Taylor here. We got Ben Curtis back.
I'm here.
You're here in the flesh. It was weird. I felt like, is that God? No, it was Ben Curtis when we did the Mike Weir interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird. I was looking for you.
I was right there. I was there.
You were.
I was in your ear.
You were. God, I'm sweating. I'm always sweating in here.
Yeah.
Whew. So we're going to have a little fun. So, first of all, if you like the podcast, which most people don't, please subscribe, rate, and review. That would help us grow it, believe it or not. You know that. Subscribe, rate, and review. Yeah. Did you subscribe, rate, and review?
Yeah.
On Apple?
I don't know. I'm on some of them. YouTube, but
No, you.
So.
Oh God, you're almost as bad as my mom. She doesn't even listen to it.
Well,
and that's funny. She might listen to this one because it's British.
It's
So
British.
We're going to talk a little British Open.
Nice.
You know something about that?
No, I don't. I never.
Look at that beauty.
Never played it. Never heard of it.
Have you named that?
Hmm?
Did you ever name the trophy the Claret Jug?
No. Like give it its own name.
Yeah.
No.
Let's give it a name. Bernice.
The silver jug. I don't know. But
Jugs.
jugs.
Bernice got jugs.
Okay. No,
so-
I have not named it.
Okay.
No.
So it's you won it
Yeah.
18 years ago.
Thanks for the reminder.
You're welcome.
That's
You're
a long
welcome.
time ago.
I know.
Time flies though.
Yeah, I wasn't sweating as much back
Hard
then.
to believe.
I know. So what do you so it was funny, about 3 weeks ago they had golf's greatest rounds. It was you, big guy.
Yeah, last week I think it was.
Yeah, but this is
Not last week. Yeah.
2-3 weeks ago.
2-3 weeks, whatever.
And you were there, and the first thing my Lily and Melissa said was, "Man, your pants were real baggy."
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it was
everything was
windy.
baggy then,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
Fred
wore it.
Couples.
Yeah.
Fred Couples. Chris
Everybody
Cross.
had baggy pants. and
Yeah.
Pleated pants.
I like the
back
orange
then.
on you. Orange looks good on you.
Thanks. Well,
You're welcome. Yeah.
I thought all colors looked good on me, but
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Me too.
But
Me
who
too.
cares?
All shades of Luke.
Right.
So I watched it, and I remember watching. I don't know where I was. Like John Ashworth was telling you, he was at a bar in Ireland or somewhere, Scotland or something. I don't know where it was, but I'm excited to watch it with you in a couple weeks. But you weren't playing in this one. But anyway, what was interesting is I watched Thomas Bjorn.
Yeah. He did have the lead for a little bit
Yeah.
of the tournament. So
Why didn't he take his time? Did you ever look at that and see like, dude, why'd you take your time? Like,
He
obviously,
didn't-
you
the
didn't want him
nerves,
to. You didn't
right.
want him to, right? Because it helped you.
Well, I obviously didn't see it and didn't know what was happening. It was basically the same time I was on 18.
Right.
So I didn't get to watch it on TV at that point. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. It's amazing what like nerves can do to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously he could hit that shot and he probably would have. Any others, just playing for fun, he probably would have got up and down 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
It wasn't that difficult of a bunker shot. And, obviously the nerves probably got the better of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else I could say that, is why he did it. Because like I said, 9 out of 10 times, he probably would have got it within 3-4 feet and knocked it in.
Yeah. Have you talked to him about that?
No.
Yeah. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, I go up to him all day. Hey, remember that bunker shot on 16?
You feel bad. I mean, you're happy. This is bad. You're probably happy it happened because it helped you.
Well, yeah.
But you feel bad because you'd hate to be in that situation.
Yeah, and I've been there, had the leads.
Where else?
Well, I mean,
Let's talk
PGA Championship.
Yeah.
Had the chance with 3 holes to go and hit one of the worst drives of the week and and probably hit the wrong club off the tee, and then 17 hit it downslope heading into the green, just then my 4-iron a little bit going up the hill there on the par 3 on 17, kind of hit the bank and shoot it through the green and into the thick rough. But
Why'd you do that?
I didn't mean to, but just like he didn't mean to, but it just happens, right? I mean,
Right.
that's golf.
But you know what's amazing? Like for drives, for instance, you've hit how many drives in your life? Millions. Probably a million.
Yeah.
A couple 100,000 easily. And it just, the one that you don't need to hit shows up.
Right. And it's not like I hadn't hit the shot before. It's just at that moment. And when you're playing good, usually it happens less. But when you're playing bad, right, if you miss a cut, you probably do it 2 times around, 3 times around, so it becomes more common. Whereas that week it might have been one of two shots, and it
Right.
just happens to come at the wrong time. Yeah, so a lot of times it's nerves that get to you, or
Yeah.
indecisive. I think I remember standing on that tee, like, do I hit this driver? Do I hit 3-wood? And I chose driver and hooked it in a tree.
Yeah, that's all right.
But it happens.
It's called a fade.
It's called golf, right? A hook's called a fade?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that one.
I don't know.
I mean, golf is a
Have you
four-letter
played
word.
golf before?
Not recently, but it's amazing. So let's kind of go back a couple weeks before. So first season on the PGA Tour.
Yes.
What did not qualify, wasn't going. All right, so we're back. That was fun. Technical difficulties. We handled it pretty well. I think Jason Day would have been proud of us.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But still, wait till the final product comes
Yeah,
out.
wait till the Friday part. Yeah, shit, who cares? No one watches. So what was it like? Okay, so you hadn't played links golf before.
Right.
You're going out there on a Thursday. You're probably going to play, how many practice rounds did you play before?
Well,
your
2.5,
first-
I think.
2.5.
Yeah.
So you got there
Maybe
Thursday.
3.
What the hell did you do? Well, you would have got
Well, we
there
got
Friday
there
morning.
Friday, so nothing Friday.
Yeah. Little sightseeing in London.
No, not until Monday. So we did Saturday, Sunday went out because it was quiet and no one was there. So Candace caddied on the Saturday, and then the caddy that I picked up, which European caddied in Ryder Cups and stuff, and he lived pretty local. His guy was not in the event, so allowed for me to get him. And so we walked around. We played Sunday. Took Monday off. Actually went into town and did all the sightseeing and got back late. And then I think I played 9 on Tuesday and 9 Wednesday. I was ready to go.
That's it. You only played 9. Why only 9?
I was just trying to save my energy at that point. I felt really confident about where I was with my game.
We had nothing to lose.
Right. Well, I
And that too.
mean, yes and no, but still fighting for my tour card at that
Right.
point. So, yeah. So
You weren't fighting very hard after Sunday.
no, Sunday was good, but yeah, it was just after playing 4 weeks in a row with a week off, but not really week off because I traveled over early and played Saturday, Sunday. So at that point, and then that time of the year, your energy is probably more important than anything else, especially if you're playing well like that. You got to stay sharp, stay fresh. Don't want to overdo it.
Now, when did you see your caddy? Because doesn't he like to sit and read newspapers naked?
Well, I mean, yeah, he always. I don't know there because there I didn't see him not much other than just at because he lived. It was like 45 minutes away.
Right.
So, but that was obviously.
So when was the first time you saw him do that?
Probably a couple years later.
And you're like, what the hell's going on?
I mean, you hear stories. I mean, but
Yeah. And then you saw it.
yeah,
And you're like,
don't want to see it again.
yeah. Did you talk to him about it?
No, not really.
Yeah.
It's just like that's gross, and
Yeah.
I don't want.
Maybe
see
we'll
that.
talk about when we have him on the podcast.
Yeah. He'll probably be naked when we do it.
Zoom. So, I was going to ask you a good question here. I had a really good question. I just had a brain fart. So you're playing. You're going out there. How nervous were you the first time?
The first day I was really nervous. First hole.
Who were you paired with?
Don't know.
Okay,
I forget who I played with.
that's
the
how
first
nervous
day.
you were. You don't even know.
Yeah, I remember playing Philip
Tom
Price
Watson
on
and-
Sunday, and then
Okay.
Henny Otto on Saturday. But I can't remember who I played with.
Who'd you play on the last Sunday?
Philip Price, and then Henny Otto was Saturday.
Oh,
But,
they put you in twos.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that normal?
Yeah.
I thought they usually put you in threes. No.
No, I mean most tour events are twosomes unless weather. Or
You can see how much tour events I watch.
Yeah.
But they start you with threes, right? You do threes
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, and then
Yeah.
twos
Yeah.
because of the cut.
Yeah.
They just get eliminated.
Yeah.
So how do they decide? Okay, there's a couple good questions I have for you. How do they decide who you're paired with on Thursday and Friday?
I think there's categories.
Okay.
But I think R&A is same as the PGA, and same as the USGA. They kind of I think all majors they hand pick them.
Oh, really?
I think they hand pick them.
So, like, if they wanted to have
but they
Bryson
have feature
and Brooks,
groups, but they obviously when we were playing Phil and Tiger and VJ, you probably have one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Just so for TV and.
So you ever see Bryson and Brooks in a Thursday round at a major?
You could, because they're spread apart enough in the world rankings. Usually it all depends. On tour they have the ABC category, so A category are kind of any tournament winners or top 50 in the world. B's kind of fully exempt, and then the C could be rookies to past champions.
I see.
Stuff like that. So, but they kind of do the same for all events.
And then how do you decide who do you play? Because I was at the tournament, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, the Rocket Mortgage, and it was interesting to see some guys go out by themselves, some go with another player, some go out in foursomes. Well, no, some goes a lot of threesomes, not foursomes, threesomes. How do you decide practice rounds? Are you assigned a time you can go on the course? You
just go when you want.
Yep.
At the British, you did sign up for times, but a lot of guys just did it as they were showing up.
Right.
But usually you just go whenever you feel, because some people come in on Tuesday, some are already there, so it just depends.
Yeah.
Maybe they have
Tiger'd already been there 4 times in the last month.
Yeah. Where?
To Royal St. George.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he was on his helicopter. I'm just speculating.
Yeah. But anyway, so it all depends. Just everybody's different. Some people like to play with a couple people every time.
So who would you play? Was there a couple guys or a guy that you'd always kind of?
No, not really.
No.
I kind of moved around.
Yeah. You like to get
I
around.
like to actually play by myself, just because then I could get more done.
Sometimes, I do too.
I like to play like 9 to 9. I didn't like to play a lot of 18 holes.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes it depends on the time or the tournament course, how I'm feeling, where my game's at.
So the Tuesday, Wednesday, did you play 9 front, 9 back the next day, or did you play, do you remember?
It just depends.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I think I played the front on Wednesday, I know for sure. And on Tuesday, I might have skipped around. I might have played like the first couple and then jumped over to the back, played a few.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
What is there any reason you just felt it?
No, I just didn't want to play.
You didn't want to wait.
I didn't want to play full 18.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see if maybe a few holes here and there. I don't really remember.
Who's a grinder that just is out there all the time?
Well, VJ was.
Yeah.
There wasn't too many. I mean, majors.
Bernard.
He was pretty much gone when I was there. Some of the Swedish guys, like Peter Hansen, some of those guys, they practiced a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hegman was, Andy used to tell me stories about him. I hit chips from every angle on every hole. So I kind of mixed up. My practice round routine would be, okay, first hole, maybe just do all putting. Second hole, maybe more bunker play. Third hole is more chipping. I'm just trying to get with the speed, because who knows where you're going to hit it,
Do you know the pin placements ahead of time? So is that why you kind of see when you go to a tournament on practice rounds, they're putting nowhere near the hole?
Sometimes, but you pretty much have an idea where they're going to put them.
Really?
It's usually, four corners, basically.
Oh.
Sometimes. But going to tournament, like going from year to year, you kind of see, they may have 5 pin placements on each hole.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a really good idea where they're going to be.
Yeah. Let's just go to the miracle of wine capturing a special time and place. Finds its essence in the Muir Cabernet Sauvignon Schweitzer Vineyard. Even before Jim Bear Dyke and Gustavo A. Gonzalez founded Muir, they dreamt of making a definitive Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon for this premier Grand Cru vineyard, first planted in 1885 in the heart of the Stags Leap District. The Schweitzer family devotes incredible care in their stewardship of the land and the fruit it yields, making them ideal partners in Muir's quest for pure expressions of vineyard and varietal. The Muir Cabernet Sauvignon Schweitzer Vineyard, pour yourself a miracle. So what do you remember from that week?
It was very dry, very fast. you didn't hit many fairways, even if you hit the fairway. Just a lot of it's upside down bowl. A lot of the fairways, a lot of humps. People refer to it as playing golf on the moon, but it's still a really, really good golf course, and it's about placement.
Golf on the moon. I love how people refer to things, but they've never played golf.
Yeah,
on the moon,
I think because it's the unknown, right?
Yeah,
you could hit right down the middle, and who knows where the ball is going to go. But
it's like parenting.
But you got to also understand, like 17 is a perfect example. If you hit it on top of the hill or over, if you hit driver or 3-wood, it's just going to hit that hill and shoot down, and it could go deep into the rough or just off.
I love link stuff.
Whereas you could hit it like a 4-iron or 3-iron, hit it in the hill, let it roll up to the top, and you stay in the fairway. So it's just it's just knowing where all that stuff is too is a part of it, and where the miss is. So some guys that just struggle to just attack. They kind of, I didn't know that was there. Well,
right.
You weren't thinking. You were just thinking of the pin or whatever.
You kind of have to embrace link style golf, don't you?
You do,
it's
but
different.
I think almost every guy or every tour player loves it.
Really?
Some people don't like because of weather, right? Yes, the weather can be unpredictable, but the year I won, it was 80, 85 every day and sunny.
I know, isn't that crazy?
But then, Birkdale, a few years later, it was the coldest I've ever been on a golf course.
Yeah.
So, just different.
The best comment Melissa made, she's like, course doesn't look that pretty.
But it's all based on the weather, right?
It's not very green.
They don't
either.
water. They won't water.
Right.
They just, they'll sprinkle a little bit here and there, but it's pretty much
do they
whatever
cut?
the elements. Oh, they'll cut the greens.
They cut. Do they cut the fairways?
Oh, yeah. Fairways, greens, just like they do here. But
they rake the bunkers.
Yeah. But they will not. The rough is kind of based on what the weather. If it's a real wet season, you're going to have thick, high rough. And that year the rough was real wispy because they didn't have a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So if you hit it in there, it wasn't a huge deal. You might get some bad lies here and there, but it wasn't the end of the world for the most part.
So take me through the end. Take me through the last couple of holes. You're kind of waiting. Where's Candace? Candace is somewhere else.
She was watching, and then when I finished, they were heading. Just happened on 16, so they had 2 holes left. So I think I was third or fourth from last group. So,
yeah. So you're watching.
I didn't watch. I actually went to the range.
In the video you were standing there before you went to the range, and you look nervous. You look like you're about to shit your pants.
I just signed my card, but who wouldn't be first time? I wasn't that nervous.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Cool as a cucumber.
No, I was actually, more nervous playing coming down the end.
Yeah, because you hit a couple balls past the hole with some conviction.
What do you mean?
Like you were, I think in your head, you were not going to miss short on some of your putts. You had an uphill putt. Well, pretty much everything was 17.
Well, I hit that first. I just misjudged it. Hit a little too hard, but then I left the next putt short.
Next time you need help with that, just call me.
Oh, no. Yeah. But 18, I was trying to make the chip.
Yeah.
And kind of got, at that point, I was with the nerves and trying to make it. It's probably not the greatest combo. Yeah. Whereas
you look cool, though. All these guys look cool. Bjorn, though he was flustered, it didn't look like he was like going to lose it.
Yeah. But you got to also understand that those last 7 or 8 holes are really tough.
Yeah.
They're probably the toughest on the course, overall in the stretch. So, yeah. So you got to look at it that way, too. So
right.
I wasn't the only one making bogeys.
Yeah. Ooh, that's cold.
Very, very few that were, making birdies and pars coming in.
Yeah.
I'm sure some guys did, but for the majority of the field,
yeah,
it was tough.
So you go in on the practice range. What are you thinking?
You don't really think, you're kind of numb to it.
Yeah.
To be honest, but it was very different. It's like if I had it over again, there was stuff I'd do different. I probably would have went to the range, but I would have forced Candace to come with me.
Yeah.
And I think, maybe it was a little bit of, they were trying to separate us a little bit. I'm not sure because it all happened so fast.
It is England. They're different.
No,
over there.
But it happened fast, right? It's just like my first time in this situation, and you're like, there could be a playoff. What do you want to do? Well, I'm gonna go stay warm, loose, you know. And I could have took a 10-minute break, right, and then went over instead of just rushing right over.
Yeah.
So, just little things like that. But
When you're in the heat of the moment, it's like having a child, right?
Yeah.
You think, oh, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have had maybe a soda before, maybe stretch a little bit. The heat of the moment, you just go and you don't think until
Well,
you
and that's
get
where
away
the
from it,
nerves
right?
too, right? Get
Right.
you. Let's with Bjorn, right? He wasn't thinking on 16 and
Like it went back in his divot, or no, in his footprint.
twice.
Oh,
And the hardest one was the last one. And he got up and down.
watching it, I was hoping it wasn't going to happen. I mean, I knew you were going to
Yeah.
win. I was hoping you're going to win it, obviously. But I was like, I was hopeful for him. And I'm kind of a little bit slow because it's taped.
Yeah, but if you look at most tournaments,
Right.
there's a collapse somewhere, right? Look
Yeah.
at
That's true.
DeChambeau at the Open, right?
Yeah, that's true.
One shot lead with 8 to go, and
Yeah.
he whatever shoots
Van de Velde?
99 over.
What about Van de
Van de
Velde?
Velde, right? I mean, he could have made all he had to do is make double, and he wins.
Yeah, I know.
And he makes like a 8-footer for triple.
Yeah. So you,
Just strange.
It's crazy, but that's golf, right?
Right.
I mean, it's
And that's
life in
why
golf.
I always tell people it's played over 72 holes, not
Yeah.
71, not 70.
That's what I tell people. It's played over 19 holes.
Yeah.
Because I always went on the 19th hole. So you win the Claret Jug. They're saying, you know, I loved watching because we're supposed to get Mike Tirico when he ever has a free moment because it's like Mike Tirico's like everywhere, Olympics, horse racing.
Yeah, he's going to be gone for what, a month and a half?
Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't ask his agent, but he did agree to do it eventually. It might be a couple
We'll
years.
get him
whatever.
after a Monday night football game.
Yeah,
or
whatever.
Sunday night.
Yeah,
whatever.
maybe before. He doesn't need prep. He's the man. But the commentating, it was him and Curtis Strange. Did you know Curtis Strange before?
I met him, I think, one time before that.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
We had the same agent, you know.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just crazy when you watch and hear what they say. Have you watched it and kind of heard them commentate?
Yeah, I have. I mean,
It's like the greatest.
what are they supposed to say? Like, I know people get upset, but it's like they say
You
that
put
every week.
You put
right?
Johnny.
About
You put
different
Johnny
people.
Miller up there. He'll say something.
Right, but they
I
always say something. They have to
Right.
say something, right? And it's never going to be. I mean, they're just speaking their mind. When I was walking up 18, and you know, someone said, "Well, I can't believe Curtis Strange said that. Oh, this is a walk he'll never forget, but he's not going to win the tournament, right?" But that was his
What
own
an asshole.
right? But he thinks that.
I'm gonna go
win.
find where Curtis Strange lives. Gonna go poop on his lawn. Ain't gonna be a dog.
You know.
No, it's all good. I mean, listen, but
It's-
let's be honest. The odds were against you,
right.
right? I mean, Bjorn pretty much has it in the bag per se. Not really, but
Right.
kind of. But like you said, anything can happen.
Right.
Until that ball goes in that hole in the 18th hole, it's still on, baby.
Right. Yeah. So I mean,
And if they never turn in their scorecard, doesn't count, right?
right.
I would have tackled his ass for you. Just knock him out. Sorry, didn't make it. I didn't turn his scorecard in.
You know.
So what was it like? You're out there, everybody's looking at you. You got this this is the real life replica. You got VJ Singh smiling and clapping. You got Thomas Bjorn with like
Stare.
looking at
The
you.
Danish stare.
What was that like? Just stand up there realizing, does it still kind of make you like pins and needles, just in excitement that you actually did it? Like you won this? I
Yeah,
mean,
but
who'd have thought?
You don't
Who'da
really
thunk?
remember that stuff.
No.
Right? I mean, that's where like the real blurriness comes in. It's like, do you remember that first 2 hours afterwards? Like, to be honest, not really.
What do you remember from that day when you won? Anything?
I remember all the photos.
Candace was blonde.
Well, somewhat,
Yeah.
blonde. But
She had that
strawberry blonde.
Yeah,
kind of.
is that her natural color or no?
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I noticed that Melissa said something too. She's like, "Oh my gosh, she looked good," but I'm just saying, like, it was just that's what I remember.
Yeah, just all the photos and all the camera people and the video people. Like, there's hundreds of them, right? I mean, there's a picture I have that I'm sitting in the bunker and the picture's like taken behind and all the cameramen on the other side. And there's just
That many.
40, 50 of them.
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. And then you got all the people behind you in the crowd, right?
Right.
You know, and in the grandstand. So, you know, it's kind of a blur. I remember, you know, by the time we get back, you're just so tired after all the interviews and the press conference, and you're really exhausted.
It's somewhat like your wedding night, right? Like your whole wedding.
Yeah.
Or kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because you don't really eat. You're talking to everybody.
Right.
You're trying to enjoy it, but you really can't.
And you're drinking a little bit. And
You drink a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't drink that much at all.
No.
Just because, like you say, it's hard because people are talking to you and congratulations.
I just want to be alone. I just
then
want to sit there.
And then you get pulled here. Just when you get done, you're talking to them. Okay, they need you for this.
I get that all the time now that we have this podcast.
And,
all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, Luke, I need you. It's like, you don't want to talk to Ben Curse. You want to talk to me. So did you do Letterman and all these late nights?
Yeah, a few weeks later, yeah.
Yeah, what was that like? Did that really soak in? It's like, man, yeah.
Well, when we landed in Cleveland, that's when it really sunk in.
Shit hit the fan.
Shit hit the fan.
Well,
there was just, the baggage claim was full of people, right?
Really?
Yeah. And they had little local reporters, and we did a little press conference there, and yeah, it was.
That's cool.
And then when we went to eat, and then when we tried to go home at my house, there was all the crews were there waiting on me.
Was Fridays busy when you went ate there after you landed?
No, we didn't go to Fridays. And so we tried to go home, and there's a camera and people standing outside the house, and we're like, nope, not going here.
Really?
Yeah. So we went to our parents' house, stayed there, and then went to New York the next day, I think, or Monday night.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's all a blur too. I mean, it just happens so fast.
Yeah.
You just don't have time to think, right?
No.
You just want to sleep, get up. Okay, what am I doing now?
Yeah. And look what it's done for you. I mean, you got a fantastic foundation, you and your wife.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that more. Next episode, we're going to talk about, you got an outing, you got a wine tasting, which I'm a part of, helping or pouring. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool.
So you won it.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win it this year? Whose game do you need to be long?
You don't need to be long.
Do you need to be straight?
Yes.
That's usually a good thing.
Yes. I mean, any one of those guys, like if Dustin, John Rahm, they're all long, right? All these guys are long. If they're just slightly off, right, and they're hitting into the bunkers or into the, gorge, so to speak, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
So is length, does it help? Yes. Is it everything? No. Premium would be on accuracy.
Yeah.
Staying out of the bunkers. I played some of those events where I hardly hit driver, and I played some where I hit a lot of drivers. The year I won, I hit a lot of drivers. I remember at Carnoustie not hitting too many drivers.
Yeah.
So
Carnoustie.
And had some success there. So it's just, you just got to stay out of the bunker. It's all based on where the wind is, what the weather conditions are. Because I remember playing Murfield one day, and wind was blowing pretty hard, and we par 5 it. Bombed these drivers down there, not far, but bombed them down there, and we get walking by these bunkers, and we're like, why in the hell are these bunkers here? They're literally like 200 yards off the tee. Like, this makes no sense. When flipped, turned around next day, a couple of days later, it's howling into our face, and all of a sudden they become into play. You're like, that's why they're there.
And you're practicing on Tuesday and Wednesday for all conditions,
right?
Because you just don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Yeah, you got you're playing for your lines, right? You get, because it's more difficult, and I would say St. George's is one of the hardest courses to find your lines on, because there's not much out there. Carnoustie's easier because there's a bunch of trees, which is odd for a links course. But and then St. Andrews, if you just don't know where to go, there's any more left. You can't hit it far enough left.
Don't tell the USGA there's a lot of trees. They'll probably cut them down. I feel like USGA likes to cut trees down now. That's
RNA. That has something to do with.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're just on the perimeter. Yeah. It's not necessarily on the court. And then you got the hotel there, the town's right there.
Yeah.
And St. George is a little more isolated.
And they changed the course a little bit too.
Where?
At Royal St. George.
Yeah, they moved a few holes around and changed some things. Last time we were there in 11, I think the big change was the par 5, 7.
But didn't they create more like more natural areas too at Royal St. George?
I don't know. There's a lot there.
Oh,
it seems like. I mean, maybe
I read something about it.
Maybe they're letting it grow more.
Yeah, maybe that's what it. Yeah,
so you because a lot of it you hit it out, and then the fairways sit down. So if they grow that front, the fescue or the gorge up, it makes it tough. Like Troon always had Troon had like 4 or 5 holes that had all that gorge, made it very difficult to see where to go. So that's the hardest part. Is just you got to figure out your lines.
Yeah.
And then obviously, okay, if the wind does switch, does the line change or does your, off the tee change? You go from hitting a driver to a 4-iron.
Mm-hmm.
Like Murphy, like the first hole, I mean, hit 3-iron, it goes 280 yards. Just because the hit starts rumbling.
That's tin cup, baby.
Yeah. And then, the wind switch, and you can be hitting driver and not get it near where you're hitting your 3-wood, or your 3-iron. So it
goes 220. No, yeah. I get it. So who are your picks? Give me a couple guys. Who are you thinking?
Well, I mean, you got to look at guys that have had success over there. McElroy.
I'm cheering for Roy. I want Roy to win.
Oosthuizen.
Oosthuizen's been all over the place this year. He's been doing well.
Right.
What about Johnny Rahm?
I mean, yes.
Or Phil.
I'm not real familiar with Rahm's success at the Open, right? Schauffele always seems to play well in majors as well.
Mm-hmm. What about a guy like Spieth or Justin Thomas?
Could be a good pick as long as his driver stays somewhat intact. Mm-hmm. His short game's so good that he'll be fine, and he's a decent iron player. I mean, really good iron player, but decent.
It's funny how you say decent. Yeah,
but compared
I know
to the
it's a different. I get it.
But when he's on, he's really good, right?
What about like Hideki? What's some of these Asian
players?
plays
good. It seems like most weeks. Dustin, obviously.
What about Brooks?
Yeah, I mean.
Or DeChambeau. I mean, some of these guys. I hate to put them in the same sentence because of everything going on.
Yeah.
But they both hit the ball freaking far.
Right. DeChambeau might have the most difficulty, I would think.
Why, because of footing?
Yeah, it might slip every time, But just because it's really premium on accuracy. I think.
Mm-hmm. So, like Phil Mickelson.
But he obviously can turn it back. But Phil, he struggled for a while, right? I mean, won obviously the PGA this year, but he'll have some confidence going. But, he won at Murfield. Very windy, dry conditions. So, again, there's 156 guys that can play. There's probably 130 that have a legitimate chance of winning. So to pick a winner is very difficult, right?
That's the truth, though.
Well, think about
that good.
Did anybody pick Phil to win?
I don't think Phil picked himself to win.
Right. So that's my point.
Get it.
That's my point. Like, I won it, right? Whatever the odds were.
Yeah.
Phil was right up there.
Bob Vokey said you Ben Kurskin in the British Open. Yeah. He's Canadian.
Yeah.
He's also a Montreal Canadiens fan.
Yeah. Now, if it gets real windy, then you're gonna look at Texas guys from Texas or like from windy
like
areas.
Kisner.
Yeah. So guys that
why? Just because they can handle wind?
They hit it low. They have a lower ball flight in general.
But so do the Europeans.
Some do.
Shane Lowry.
Yeah. He's a great chipper and good putter, so that always helps.
Yeah.
And he grew up on links golf.
Yeah. Last question. When are you going to play the Open again?
I don't know.
Oh. So that's
never, but
that's the non-compliant. Does it the more you see your son playing, the more we do these podcasts, I think I'm a real good influence in your life. Do you
I played 2 rounds since we started.
You be quiet. I will slap you. Do you want to go back?
No. I mean, I do want to go back to St. Andrews when they have
I want you to play, though.
The dinner, but why go play for 2 days? That's my thought. Like,
how do you know that?
Trust me, the way I play, I know.
I don't care. I'll be your caddy. Yeah. If you make it to the 3rd day, you don't have to pay me.
If I do, don't.
No, that doesn't sound like a good deal. No, yeah. Shit.
That makes no sense for me either. I'd rather pay if I make the cut.
But you just one more time?
I don't know.
Last hurrah?
I don't know.
Herbie's already.
I'm not saying no.
Herbie's already bought.
But you're one of 75 people.
Herbie's won the tickets.
Offered. So you get a bag. You get for a hole, and then I have to. Somebody else have to carry it for a hole, and
that way you can pay people less. Sorry, we're going to do a little back nine section with Ben. I'm going to ask him 9 quick questions.
Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I your guest this week?
No, but it's
is that
no.
what
We're going
this
to do a
is?
little
It
British.
sounds
No,
what it
no,
sounds like.
hell no,
Yeah.
hell no. It's never like that. We're a team here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Support us on Patreon. We've got some great bonus content. Helps the show go. Pays for his beautiful haircuts. Pays for my cupcakes.
If there's any hair left over,
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. YouTube, all that other stuff. You had some trouble there drinking. And we'll be back next week on the Clubs and Corks Golf Podcast. Thank you.